afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast from your host and Pro Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, your only sanctioned source of company news to entertainment, all fitting and riveting, amazing, exciting Propagandacast of 1v1 on Crossroads, the north, Crossroads crossing in the woods, slight difference there. In the north it is VonAsten fighting for the Oberkommanders, Germany, Deutschland taking on the role here of the 2nd Panzerdivision. West and south it is Stuve fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Taking on the role here of the 5th Armored Division with mechanized popping into a double Dodge truck start here. Stuve already going off the rails. VonAsten with full screen and Kugelwagens. Not quite the same as a Dodge truck, that's for sure. Also big thanks to Francis for pledging on Patreon and deciding to support the Propagandacast with his hard-earned money. Big thanks to you, Francis, and also big thanks to Dion for supporting the Propagandacast well with his donation. So big thanks to both of you. You're both part of my company heroes. And of course, big thanks to all those who already support me on Patreon. So, and while we're at it, remember to subscribe, like, share, and press the bell button so you're more likely to get a video out. When it actually go out. So a little quick note there. Anyways, we got double dodge into rifleman. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen this particular strategy. I mean, this is even something I don't even think Twisted Tootsie could imagine. So, I mean, we're basically beyond, like, Twisted Tootsie, which is pretty much beyond the pale. Meanwhile, here, west side, we got the Dodge coming up there. Of course, at this point, they can't really fight unless he puts some units in. He doesn't have any. So basically what he's doing is just using the map scouts and just grabbing territory with them. And right now, the thing is, VonAsten can't particularly punish them because they're still reasonably durable to bullets in the early game. So, in some ways, it's kind of devious here what Stuve is doing. I mean, in one sense, he's flaunting them right under VonAsten's nose. Like, he can't really punish this seriously unless, like, he decides to, I don't know, commit to a lot of cool bangs himself. He's just going to be silly. So, this is pretty cheeky and pretty devious play here by Stuve. And also just completely off the wall. I mean, already here it's just, what on earth is going on? Fixing up the Dodge truck here. Ralph squad moving up here, ready to support the Dodge truck there. There's the Kugelwagen. We got more focus on the way there for VonAsten. I imagine VonAsten is just trying to figure out what on earth are these crazy Americans up to? It's like, Scheiße, Jürgen, look at this. What is the Americans doing now? I don't know if it's, I don't know. I just wish they'd stop. Please tell them to stop, Helmut. Anyways, Rifleman is moving in. They're catching the Rifleman in a pretty bad spot. Dodge for there, getting away. We got a came off him for VonAsten. Obviously, he has to react to these Dodge trucks somehow before they begin adding guns to them, which may in fact be pretty soon. In fact, there we go. Stuve's one Dodge truck. They're about to get the 5th caliber here. And one option would have been actually going for a lot of Sturmpan here, since they kind of can find it, but obviously would be enough time getting close to them. Kugelwagen backing up. We got the lieutenant out here for Stuve on his highly motorized start. Seizing the eastern point here with the Sturmpan is fixing up the Kugelwagen. The Kedmev almost done. We got an early truck for VonAsten as well. I'm guessing mechanized to try and kind of push back here. There could also be bad group headquarters for early medics, but also just the flank half track. And there you go, Dodge truck. And then Sturmpan is hauling the way towards cover there. Worth noting, VonAsten controlling both fuel points now, so he's technically getting more fuel than his opponent, though obviously that can rapidly change. In the south, Lieutenant has the Kugelwagen forced to back off very swiftly. We got like Kedmev out there, we got the truck out, and we got Stuve now going for a 50 caliber machine gun, adding further firepower to his already high-powered proceedings. Second Dodge there, adding the 50 caliber as well. Kedmev moving up. Can he get in there in time to maybe take it out? What will happen here? I mean, I don't know. Well, I kind of guess, but I'm not going to tell. Either way, though, this is just complete madness. Which is, I suppose, our favourite kind of madness. Got the Dodge truck setting out there, closing in on 1 kill so far. One veterans, one as well. Lieutenant hitting the eastern fuel point here, forcing VonAsten to contend with that, of course, deal with the Dodge trucks. Oh, we got double Dodge trucks with double 50 calibers, plus a regular 50 caliber. Okay, if they're ready, and gets one of the Dodge trucks. A small win there for Das Vaterland as Stuve suddenly finds himself short of a set of wheels. Sturmpan is salvaging the Dodge truck under cover of the blazing smoke. Probably not healthy for them, though, if they apparently decides not to do it. But yeah, technically, like, wreckage provides smoke cover, at least brief one. In this case, is worn off. So, but still, it can't really be healthy, can it? Like, just trying to salvage something like still burning. Anyway, scrapping points there. Mechanized ready out there for VonAsten. He will be able to push for reasonably fast looks. We'll, of course, have to see how Stuve deals with that. I mean, he might go just try and push out for some fast bazookas and whatnot. Maybe try and get down some mines somehow. I don't think he's got easy access to that, so probably not. Either way, though, VonAsten is reeling under just Stuve's Motorised madness, which I'm sure will give cause Twisted Suitsy to blush. 5th Cab holding up with the armor piercing rounds just to make sure stuff dies. And worth keeping in mind, it does get a damage bonus, meaning even popping armor piercing rounds versus infantry can actually be worth it. It's just not something most people consider. Also, unlike incendiary armor piercing rounds, it doesn't automatically cancel itself out if you move the machine gun. So, yeah. Little fun note there. We got another 5th Cab there one for Stuve. We also got the captain out, so Stuve is just pouring out as much advantage as he can here versus VonAsten as short time as possible. We got VonAsten going for the MG34. He's close to the looks, of course. He may have to consider a Puma set at some point, I suppose. Later, we got the western fuel point. We can see VonAsten's rather than trying to tag into where Stuve is obviously going to be ready, which is the eastern side. He's pushing for the west side, hoping that Stuve is not prepared for this move yet and hasn't been able to deploy suitable forces to block such an approach, which so far seems to be the case there. So good read there by VonAsten on the situation. Though he needs to bring up more stuff to support this, because otherwise, again, the Dart Strike is just going to ruin it. And yeah, already here we can see things slowing down. Got the 5th Cab on the move, though we note he's not just rushing in. They could be caught by something. VonAsten's moving in. Or was this just all a diversion? Because now it seems like he's shifting forces eastwards as well. In fact, it could be a diversion. He might be trying to trick Stuve into thinking he's pushing hard west, but instead, well, he's pushing hard east again. In which case, that's a pretty sneaky move there by VonAsten. We'll have to see. He's going for the looks, though. We got the ambulance on the way there for Stuve. 5th Cab moving up. Dark Strike moving out. The Kednefer is in the west side, where it's currently not needed. And there you go. 5th Cab holding the full screen. It is on the move. Slowly advancing the eastern victory point. The machine gun covering up. West side advance is not progressing at all. They've got the captain blocking up. So right now, VonAsten has basically managed to scatter his forces so thin that they can't really make any easy breaks here versus Stuve's lines. So, while it might in some ways have been clever, it ended up lacking something to like give it the sufficient weight to break out where he then sort of had at least some success. Instead, he just sort of gets bogged down, I think, for the most part. Like, he's slightly making progress towards the eastern fuel point, but Stuve could effectively lock that down with the 5th Cab and the Dodge truck, so we'll have to see what happens next. Of course, the looks is going to be, I think, the crucial element here for VonAsten to really hit through Stuve here. If you can sort of hit correctly with it, it can do a lot of damage to Stuve. It could possibly give VonAsten a really good chance to gain control of the match again. Of course, if it fails, obviously not so much. Got Luke sitting out, he's going to push east. He's got troops moving around the centre as well. Kuban got the centre victory point. Veterans won, serial kills Stuve, but don't care what. But there you go, Luke's the rescue. He's charging in there, he doesn't care about the anti-tank rifle, he's going for the Dodge truck. He wants it dead, he wants it kaput. And it doesn't pan out, so he's got a damaged engine, and he didn't get the Dodge truck either. A Kednefer for full swing up the eastern side. VonAsten's wild ride does not stop here. He's bringing up more machine guns, obviously up to do with infantry. Ambulance almost done there for Stuve. No take-up yet, though he's not far off from being able to go for it. Looks is going to need some serious repairs. Stuve Pioneers and down reinforcements first. We got the 5th Cab, not like Kednefer, forcing retreat there for VonAsten. So far, an absolutely crazy fight here. Crazy fight. Forces moving out, they could add some Sturmgewehr 44 to improve firepower versus the Allied infantry. Fun fact, Falcon is on paper actually to some degree actually meant to be equipped with assault rifles. They're sort of meant to sort of say a modern infantry unit. Of course, reality fell far short of that, in part because in most cases they barely got any training. In some cases they had most weeks and were in fact highly reliant on the core veteran troops that sort of made up most of the Falcon division to really carry them. And of course, in many cases, they didn't get the assault rifles, so they had to make do with MP40s in a lot of cases. Little fun fact there. Little fun fact. Troops are being suppressed here by the MG34. The MG34 repositioning. Looks good to go. Kuban any repairs. Lieutenant moving up. Dart truck there close to Veteran 2. Moving westwards again. VonAsten is constantly trying to outmaneuver Stuve. Now he has the looks. His chances of doing so are much better since he now has a better maneuver element than Stuve. And also something he can just deal with the 50 calibers, because the thing is the 50 caliber is also quite maneuverable, so they can more easily react to such maneuvers anyways. Liaison's taking minor casualty there. Luke's moving in. So he's switching back towards the east. He's not going for the hard push on the western fuel point. He's still worried about his eastern fuel point. Certainly indicating that in some ways Stuve retains initiative, which is leaving VonAsten quite hesitant to make any big movements on it, because maybe sort of catch Stuve off guard and sort of gain some more room. We got a try on the way there, guessing it's a Shroud Planted quarters. I mean, he could go for Battle Group headquarters, but I feel like the timing for it would be not good. Major up for Stuve, meaning he's going to be pushing for tanks, and VonAsten's only got one like Kednev. I mean, obviously, one option would be the Puma, but that delayed armor further. Things kind of looking. Stuve still can just be able to push past it eventually with just sufficient numbers. Wait, what? Double ambulance? I guess he accidentally pressed for 2 or forgot about 1. Bit awkward. That, or Stuve has some sort of plan the rest of us aren't aware of. I mean, this is Stuve. I can't rule out he might have some sort of absolutely insane plan involving double ambulances. I cannot rule it out. But what this has got planned, I'm not entirely sure I actually want to know. Captain here is the Kuban Sturmpaniers by the western point. They're opening up possible access to the fuel in the east side here. 50 cavalry's entertaining, they're ready to thwart any German assault there. Close getting the captain. Maybe. There we go, concussive grenade. Not quite enough. We got the racing sneak out. We've got a major calling in artillery here. Of course, also signaling to VonAsten that Stuve has gotten the major out already. And of course, tanks are very much something that should be on VonAsten's radar. And this are things to be frightfully terrified of. Forces flanking up here on the 50 caliber machine gun, but with just 4 Kar-98Ks, their overall chance of clearing all of this out is incredibly limited. In fact, the 50 caliber is just going to be able to stop them in their tracks. Just going to have to retreat them unless they get one of them wiped. Truck's still not setting up there. Luke's heading westwards. Could have been there, I think, a bit sooner here for VonAsten. Troops here reinforcing, healing, getting in for the next big push, and we got the forces moving up here. Getting assault rifles is good. The thing is, 50 caliber setting up here, flying through the window here. Could very well give Stuve a good chance just beating it, since up close the 50 caliber does enormous damage, and of course, since the forces then don't get suppressed, they're going to take full damage. Again, always worth keeping in mind, but heavy machine guns, when they suppress something, the suppressed unit takes less damage for a brief amount of time, and you actually take less damage from the heavy machine gun in question. Except only for a amount of time, but anything that basically then means they don't get suppressed, like they're in a building, or this sort of popping ability, means they suddenly begin taking full damage, so that can get a bit ugly in certain cases. Shroud Hunter quarters going up there, spotted here by Stuve's major. But he was on cooldown, so he couldn't call in artillery. That was something gone wrong. Pushing for this and fuel point there, very good. We'll soon give VonAsten both fuel points again. The problem is, of course, Stuve's going to be able to go for a Sherman right away, and he's going to be upgraded with a certain, bit of extra armor there. Eastern side is collapsing under Stuve's renewed assault for democracy. 50 caliber anti-tank there, proving up to be a strong backbone there in Stuve's eastern assault. And he should be able to go for the regular Sherman now. He could, of course, be setting up for the 76mm Sherman. That is also a very strong possibility, though. I mean, he could easily get away with the regular Sherman and just again upgrading it with the bulldozer blade. Since right now, just slightly tougher to kill Sherman with high explosive rounds could be a big problem for VonAsten, who's by the yet to go for Doctrine. At this point, I mean, Grand Offensive probably make a bunch of sense. Could have gone for it sooner. Maybe some Panzer Fusiliers with Panzerschecks or default physical quite helpful versus Stuve. Looks forward to pushing through the center here. Anti-tank being routed. Could also take out the Dodge truck. There you go, Sherman on the way. I'm guessing he's going to salvage it. I mean, he could try and get away with it, but I don't think... Oh, he does try and make a run for it. Very good, very good. I mean, he's going to be triggering. There we go. We do get Battle Group headquarters out. Oh, Battle Group is Grand Offensive. Grand Offensive. Anti-tank cleared out, unfortunately. I mean, it was a nice effort, though. But the 5th cover, they're pretty much just more or less instantly kills it. Since, again, anti-tank crews cannot be suppressed, meaning they will take full damage from heavy machine guns and mobile and even popped armor-piercing rounds. So that's a little sort of, shall we say, fun fact. It also means heavy machine gun crews tends to be sort of one of the more interesting counters you can actually have to anti-tank guns if you like push them ahead too far. You could just try to get a catch them in a machine gun that can actually quickly clear it out. For example, an MG42 with insane armor-piercing rounds can very quickly clear out an anti-tank gun. So, little fun note there. Anti-tank there shorted out. But now we got the Sherman moving in like Kevin. They're forced to retreat due to the artillery, and the Lux is about to go down. Like, looks like it's going to die either way, either to the Sherman or to the artillery. And there we go. We got the bulldozer blades, and we got the 50 cal being added to the Sherman. VonAsten is in full right. He's got 2 by Kednev out. That's going to be helpful, but it's going to be some time for him to get up any armor here versus Stuve. So, I mean, more Raketenwerfers could happen, though at the same time, Cavalry does no commit to Raketenwerfers, since they're going to eat up some population cap, and obviously too many Raketenwerfers won't be useful versus any infantry. Alright, Panzerfaust and the Dodge Truck. VonAsten is once more rapidly losing ground here to Stuve and the 5th Armored Division. Boulders ablaze, they're ready. Volkskamp is on the run. And you 35 as the Major. Kurwagner also roughly good to go. At some point, VonAsten automatically considers them Obersoldaten, so to put more pressure on Stuve's infantry. We've got a 3rd Raketenwerfer again. It's going to be a lot of anti-tank firepower, but it's going to be a bit sluggish. Not always going to be able to catch up with the Stuve's tanks, so there's also some risk involved in actually going for 3 Raketenwerfers. I can understand the worry that caused him to do it, but it's the sort of thing that could theoretically backfire on VonAsten if he's not cautious. Plus, again, like, they do eat up some population. I mean, that's roughly 21 population that is being consumed by them anti-tank weapons, which is almost just a quarter of his population. Captain under here, 5 Foxes, 2 Pounds moving ahead. Got 50 covers there, basically blocking any easy moves there for VonAsten again. The lack of the looks then makes it much harder to push through. The machine guns do help suppress a bit, but that's about it. 5th gun in the centre pushed away. Some reprieve there for VonAsten, but the east side is lost for now. Of course, he still has his Sherman to worry about. His best, it's somehow baited into range to the Fultons, but at the same time as the Raketenwerfers, which then damage the Sherman enough for the Fultons to Panzerfaust the engine, and then allow the Raketenwerfers to maybe finish it off. Otherwise, it's gonna be a pretty tough climb there. He actually got a white P on Stuve. That's something there for VonAsten. That is something. But he lost the Fulton in his squadron return, so that's less good. We got 268 versus 422 Sherman falling back here. MG54 doing a special suppress the rifle there. We got Raketenwerfers moving up. Triple Raketenwerfers trying to catch that Sherman. Machine guns backing up to ensure they don't get cleaned up by infantry in a matter of moments. Could have popped into the uphill perhaps when they were still pinned down, but now it's too late. They need to retreat before they get murdered. Season needs some point here. Dodge can use to grab points. Ace level, very good there for Stuve. He can soon go for the Panzer IV, of course. With the armored threat inbound, he might just want to consider Jagdpanzer at some point, but the Panzer IV immediately, I think, makes a lot of sense. Again, helps him push through the machine guns, help deal with the infantry, and can fight the Sherman. Grisham's there entering a world of hurt as he runs to the Schwerpanzer quarters. Moments away there from a Panzer IV here for VonAsten. Moments away. We got 244 versus 422. A bit of a notable difference there in victory points between the two. Stuve is definitely enjoying his lead so far here versus VonAsten. And there you go, Panzerkampfwagen 4 Ausführung J on the way there for VonAsten. The last model of Panzer IV was overall built, so it was overall cheaper and faster to produce compared to earlier models, with a lot of ways to sort of simplify production. Also had some other measures made since they were running out of certain resources, so the turret was hand cranked rather than have it generate of its own. Little fun fact there. Got the Sherman rolling ahead. Panzer IV almost done. And again, we can sort of see the issue of the Raketenwerfers. I mean, they're quickly stopped by the 50 calibers and all the infantry, and they can't easily catch up with the Shermans under. So while again, they do provide VonAsten with some measure of security against Stuve's tanks, 3 of them can also be a bit awkward. We got Oberson falling up here in the wake of the Panzer IV. We got the commander on the way there to help increase accuracy. Very good. Slowly moving towards these Raketenwerfers in the Panzer IV. Being catches Sherman in the right spot, he might have a good chance. There you go, Lieutenant 5 from the Panzer IV. Ken being shot at by the Lieutenant. The 5th Corps setting up as well to further make things miserable here for VonAsten's Raketenwerfers. Need to clear that out, and the centre major suppressed. Coolbang watching the. There you go, Panzer IV charging in. Raketenwerfer on the Sherman. Need for cavalry doesn't get extended here. But there you go, almost got the Sherman, but he does survive with the still health here. And we can see here that he needs to pull back with his Panzer IV, or with low health. Raketenwerfer being pushed back as well. Infantry report sadly was not able to keep pace here with the Panzer, in part due to the 50 caliber machine gun. seizing up the eastern points, which is something there for VonAsten, even if it is a bit awkward. And there you go. More artillery called in here on VonAsten's position by Stuve's men. Got the 5th cavalry quickly jumping into action here versus Stuve's foot. We've got the Oberson moving up. No upgrades as of yet. In for the assault rifle, I think would be a good pick. And we got the Jackson tanks right now here for Stuve. Not entirely sure if it's actually necessary. We couldn't just go for more Shermans here versus VonAsten, to be honest. I mean, it's not like VonAsten is like any serious armoured threats, and honestly, these Shermans would probably be better suited to survive versus the Kidnappers than the Jackson. But that's just me. Indicates that Stuve is probably taking VonAsten quite seriously. Machine gun being suppressed by the 5th cavalry. We got the 8th Volks moving ahead here. Jackson moving out. Finding police and fuel pump. We've got the Dark right there, and where was the Sturm Pioneers. They're doing a nice bit of damage. Again, highlighting Sturm Pioneers can be surprisingly good counter to these early types of like transport vehicles. They usually want 2 squads of doing that. Again, it's also a bit tricky, it has its backsides, but like they can quickly clear out Dart trucks and M3A1s. Little fun fact. Won a few matches with that one personally. Obviously, again, it is not without a risk, and they can also backfire on you spectacularly. Usually, if they don't go for any light vehicles. Trying to push with the cuff on there for the Western fuel point. Not a bad idea there for VonAsten. He's trying to get a bit more, shall we say, flexible in his approach here versus Stuve. He's also getting a bit more map back. That's also good. The Panzer IV, they're providing VonAsten with some armoured self-confidence here versus Stuve. There you go, 5th cavalry caught. Oh, pops in there. Panzer IV shooting at another unit. You should be able to get it out there fast, even though the building's going to take some heavy damage. Sherman's great hitting the Panzer IV. Jackson jumped from the other side. Need to get the Panzer IV out of there. Small chance of losing the Panzer IV there. Got artillery called in the MD-34. Very much on the ball there with his artillery there. Mr. VonAsten, or Stuve. Gets the Jackson tank destroyer there. Nice over there with the Kidnappers. Note this time they weren't quite just set up in the same spot. They were more split up. That way being able to catch units from different sides. No, we're fighting with greater anti-tank coverage. So nice work there. Of course, they still roughly can sort of cover each other, but very crucially again, they just can't easily be dodged either. So that definitely quickly took out their Stuve's tank destroyer and gives VonAsten a bit more room here in terms of breathing versus Stuve, though he's still showing victory points and needs to sort of, push hard in against Stuve before Stuve, makes up for the losses. Another Panzer IV could be a good idea. Obersoldaten could also be an idea, or maybe a Jagdpanzer. Oh, we've got the Obersoldaten being reinforced. Can go for the Infantry Sturmgewehrs. Of course, he may decide he wants the light machine gun for a bit more long-range firepower there. Quickly losing the eastern side. Stuve is quickly pushing out versus VonAsten. Despite there being a bit of a difference in force size, though, Stuve is quickly looking to close that gap with anti-tank guns of his own, which is definitely a problem there for VonAsten's armour. Captain down. West side wide open. Fifth cavalry there once more holding the MD-34. VonAsten is struggling here versus Stuve. He's really, I think, been thrown off there by Stuve's early game, which again is just so absolutely off the wall there. I imagine it could confuse the average player. There's like, what? Double dodge trucks? Pen from the eastern side. Veterans of one kill. Trying to take out that 5th cavalry. Slow movement on the west side. We got the 5th cavalry again looking to block any movement there from VonAsten. Anti-tank was the MD-34. There you go. Panzer on fire here from Stuve's M1 anti-tank gun. This time they're being slowly bombarded there by the Panzer IV as VonAsten once more lends up for an eastern push. West side push there is quickly thwarted by the 5th cavalry. A lot of action here, a lot of maneuver, but VonAsten is struggling to make any sort of larger impact in Stuve a lot of the time. He's bringing up another machine which puts him in 3 Kidnappers and 3 machine guns, but not a lot of infantry. I'm worrying here that VonAsten might be committing to too many support weapons, in particular as the Oberkommando West, which is really an aggressive faction. I think committing to that many machine guns like Kidnappers could prove to be detrimental for him, as he just loses more and more mobility when he commits to that. So I'm not entirely sure this is in VonAsten's best interests. Or Germany's for that matter. Panzer IV, they almost got the 50 caliber in the west, but it does get away with the one man. A runner. The running man. Yep, Stuve with the second Sherman. And not be surprised to see smack on some Dozer blades and 50 calibers on that one as well. They'll deal with Kennerfus. Which is also a bit how like Ken has always been a bit ended up being a bit awkward because they can just upgrade the Shermans they're hard to kill for like Ken and like has 3 of them. The Sherman can just absorb more hits and the chance to bounce some of them. So the like Ken members in that sense also lose just a bit of efficiency versus Stuve. I mean, they're of course not just going to be bad, but they're going to be a little less efficient. And that can also be a crucial element. In particular, then already like Ken members are slow and awkward to get about. If they also then going to take longer time to actually finish off the Shermans, again it gives the Shermans just an easy time to get out of harm's way and do whatever they want. But so far he's not upgrading the second one, so I guess there might be hope there for VonAsten and the German army. We got 112 versus 374, we got Lekema abandoned. Needs to either recruit or salvage it, but something needs to happen fast. He can also soon go for another Panzer. I mean, in theory, he could also try and stall for the Tiger tank, but I feel like that would give Stuve too much room to just do what he wants to. I mean, he's already very low in victory points, so I feel like here, a Tiger tank is not an optimal choice by far there for VonAsten. It probably should either go for more Panzer Force, there we go. I would say maybe a Panther or Yak Panzer. I'd probably recommend the Yak Panzer. More Panzer Force, though, provides more pressure versus Stuve's infinite support weapon, so that's good. Shed collapses, and the Panzer IV there takes heavy damage from the anti-tank guns. Always be careful about the M1s, they have a high rate of fire. And the center assault here is progressing awkwardly. We got a smoke down there on the Kednerfus, good work. 5th cut ends up being routed. A bloody assault there from VonAsten to reclaim the center victory point through the corridor of misery. Second Sherman there hammering away. First one, well, second one has now been upgraded with the Dozer blades. Sherman there absorbing hits from all those Kednerfus before falling back. Close one, and second Panther almost done there for VonAsten, and the second Panther is short. Ooh, Kubang versus Dodge Truck. That's a easy win there for the Dodge Truck. The Kubang doesn't stand a chance. And pop goes the Weasel in the most explosive of senses. Panther almost good to go. The Kenner's being routed here by Stuve's lieutenant. Of course, then again, he's gone for weapon racks. We got BARs and bazookas out anyways. Even the Major's been upgraded with BARs. Normally you'd see bazookas on the Major, but clearly Stuve here is not much of a traditionalist. Panther moving eastwards. Oh, he countered the Panther IV. He might actually be going for the Tiger tank now. I mean, to an extent I can understand it, but he's already learned victory points. And he should just be pushing whatever advantage he possibly can versus Stuve. I mean, obviously the Tiger tank's going to be better suited as the anti-tank guns, but I'm still not super sold on it. Also, he needs a bit more pressure on the west side. Push into the east here. Sturm Punch being hit backed up all of a sudden the Panzer IV as well here. Dodge Truck once more looking to make an escape and second then pursuit with the Sturm Pioneer, now gaining battery 3. Scott on the way for Stuve to provide mobile artillery support here for his armor and infantry. Not a bad idea at all. Finally for the center victory point. Box down. We got 75 points left for VonAsten versus Stuve's 368. Quite the difference. Quite the difference. Panzer IV with 6 kills. Round being suppressed. Anti-tank is sending up there, popping armor piercing rounds just to increase the chance taking out the Panzer IV. Smoke's been down to further suppress the anti-tank gun, preventing them from firing at like Kednerfus or the Shermans. Very good move there by Stuve, good handling there. Then I think where he could have done this better if he had a bit of infantry and then pop combined arms to just further destroy VonAsten here. VonAsten is getting close to the Tiger tank though. He is getting there, but he's taking an absolute beating in the process. That's all, his entire economy's more or less been set on hold as he just tries to get out that Tiger to initiate maybe something that could resemble a larger scale counterattack versus Stuve and the 5th Armoured. Jumping up the eastern side, the Kednerfus trying to move up, but yeah, they're going to be hit immediately there by the 50 caliber, and that's going to be immediate retreat. At least it should be. Panzer being repaired. Repair parties doing good work there for VonAsten. For the second Panzer Division, Stuve is quickly claiming all lost territories, plus a bit more there versus VonAsten. Machine gun there about to get murdered out by Stuve's machine gun. Oh, smoke stream. Cheeky, but effective. Good use of smoke really by Stuve. I mean, 2 thumbs up to that. And certainly shows just how nasty smoke can be doing an attack. Panther 4 there. Halfway to actually 3. That's pretty good there for VonAsten. Almost got the regency in the west. That's going to be helpful there for VonAsten's obviously not going to win him the war, but getting rid of at least 1 unit could relieve a bit of pressure. But in the end, the Orbison have to fall back. Too many Americans with too many guns. There we go. Tiger tank out for VonAsten and Fatherland. Schwerer Panzer. Achtung, Achtung. Panther 4 going straight here for the Scot, but there goes Germans in the waiting. Push back the Panther 4. Tiger tank might move through the center. Got into tanks over the Panther 4 as well. They're doing heavy damage. Kimmel's joining in as well. There's shots bouncing off. Almost got one Sherman here. Almost got it. Shot bounces. Sherman's about to get the Panther 4. Tiger tank charging through the anti-tank guns. Sherman missed here by the Panther 4. Panther 4 needs to... Oh, he can't blitz anymore. Tiger tank here. Got one of the anti-tank guns. Second anti-tank gun down. Good golly, Miss Molly. Sherman's escaping there through more clouds of smoke here. Some of them are not quite landing where they're supposed to, I guess. One Sherman might be acting as bait here, allowing the others to escape. Their cheeky move there by him. Need to destroy the anti-tank until he got one close of destruction. Like Kevin cleared out. Chaos ensues here. And Stuve is just spamming out one anti-tank until he's lost 2. He doesn't care. He can easily replace them. No problem. There you go. VonAsten destroying 1 anti-tank gun. Still, he's gained some ground here versus Stuve. Even if he failed to get rid of the Shermans or the Scot, it's brought him a bit of relief. And of course, getting rid of 2 anti-tank guns, however temporary, is also of help there to VonAsten. He's got 40 though versus Stuve's 357. Tiger tank with 8 kills. Trying to get around there with the Tiger carelessly. Graham needs some fuel point. Now the Jackson away there for Stuve, cancelling one of the anti-tank into the process, probably realising getting for too many anti-tank guns could probably be detrimental. Not a bad read in the situation. Tiger tank moving ahead here. Lieutenant flanking up. Now equipped with a bazooka as well on top of the BAR. Making another push for the western resources there. Tiger tank slowly being pushed back. East side there we got the Sherman moving up. Panther 4 though kind of in position, but not in a position we can actually hit due to the house being in the way. Eastern fuel point secured. Jackson almost done. Anti-tank guns keep whiffing the shots on the Tiger tank. West side ground the point here. 5th cover can't quite see and thus to respond. Jackson almost done for Stuve and the 5th Armoured Division. Panther 4 might want to pull back just a bit. Got the anti-tank moving up there in the back. And there you go. Machine gun being cleared out by machine gun fire, and of course, very importantly, BAR fire. Bit of blow there to VonAsten. Tiger tank could try and rush in to sort of assist here. Second machine gun that prevents at least a further breakthrough there. For now. Sherman, Jackson setting out. The anti-tank machine gun backing up. These side together. Panther 4 with Sherman. Shot bounce. McKenna's joining in as well. Betching 3 and 1. Panther 4, they're very close to effective 3. There we go. Penetrating hit. Sherman almost down. Panther 4 pursuing. There you go. Immediate use of smoke there. I mean, he's really just on the board with those smoke streams from the Shermans. I mean, honestly, you rarely see an American player being so consistent in using the smoke from the Shermans as I think Stuve is currently. Like, very few players will do that. I mean, 2 thumbs up. Really just absolutely thorough skill using. There you go again. Just popping smoke there. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised for so many players, you know, who goes for Sherman, they just rarely use the smoke ability. And it's just so powerful. He's just so powerful. So he can be used in so many ways, offensively and defensively. It just has so much utility. There you go. Smoke bombs in for VonAsten to cut the retreat of the Panther 4. Now eventually 3. Would be a shame there for VonAsten to lose it so fast. Orbison pinned down to the ground like insects. Ground the western victory point and going for the western fuel point. Very good. VonAsten is slowing in control of the map. You might want to consider bringing up a Yak Panzer to back up his stuff, or maybe another Panzer IV. Anti-tank there being slowly inched forwards. Another option would be to go for a battle group headquarters, just to go for light infantry, that way providing VonAsten with artillery support here versus Stuve, which could also be a good idea. I mean, he could go for the Stukas at first, but I'm never a fan of them, so I always find it difficult to recommend it. Machine gun probably should fall back soon. Almost got the western fuel point. Tiger setting out. East side Sherman trying to creep up here and outmaneuver VonAsten's eastern positions. Very good move there by Stuve. Very good. Right on the west, Sherman moving up the west side. Got the Pentafor moving up. Not quite fully repaired, but VonAsten doesn't really have the luxury at the moment of just allowing his tanks to be fully repaired. Certainly highlighting how it wasn't on the eastern front in particular for the Germans. In any case, they actually sent out tanks that weren't fully repaired and lacked parts. Little fun fact. Not something you actually hear about a lot either. There you go, Gebalteladung. Got the machine gun. Small win there for VonAsten. And a man lost there for Stuve. Machine cleared out the artillery fire here. Charging ahead with the German. Panther 4 they're holding back. Half health already. More rifle there for Stuve in the west side. 50 car, they're moving for the western victory point. They got 40 versus 250. Tiger tank moving in. 15 kills, veterans you won. Almost got that machine gun crew. Could take out another one. Almost got it wiped, in fact. Almost got it wiped. Smoke screen down again, though. In front of the Tiger tank. Oh, it looks like he might be baiting it out there. Trying to push it through the smoke, in which case he's going to move to land fire with Jackson. Clever move there by Stuve. Clever move. Then we got artillery called in to prevent a pursuit there, allowing him to more safely pull back the Tiger tank behind the smoke. Still, I like that. Got the 50 cover as well, they're under control. Getting a bit more firepower. East side there's loose. Lost out. Need to get some counterattacks in there to grab the victory point back and the resources, plus contact that one. 40 versus 233. Troops here healing and reinforcing. Ish. Panther Bomb's good to go there for him. Got smoking off there. Again, Stuve is just very much on the ball with all that smoke. Compared to the VonAsten, of course, only has smoke bombs, but even then he's just not really using it a lot there. Obviously, it does help that Stuve's smoke course is a lot cheaper than VonAsten's. But even then, just the smoke usage here from Stuve is prodigious. Impressive. Definitely something I think to pay attention to for a lot of our players in general. Of course, Alan in particular, the Americans, but just really good smoke usage. Fun hunt gun out off. Sherman moving up. Panther Force. Oh, direct hit killing the machine gun crew there with the Scott. Bad news for VonAsten. Tiger turning up the west side here. Almost got the Sherman. No, backs off. He backs off. He's worried about hiding further behind and decides to pull back the Tiger tank, giving Stuve a chance to pull back the Sherman. Again, another smoke screen. Stuve here is absolutely drilled at this point with it, which is again impressive. Jackson charging ahead. He'll run to the Panther 4 though. That's actually bad news. We kept joining as well there. Still, Betsy Fleet has a good rate of fire. Oh, misses though. I'd still say him a chance taking out the Jackson decides not to push his luck, which I can't fault him for. I mean, one mistake it could cost VonAsten the game, but at the same time, at some point, he's going to have to like try and go for a kill here on Stuve. Stuve now bring up the 76mm Sherman. VonAsten bar weight, full pop cap. This is kind of where the triple cameras might be also causing some issues and too many support rooms in general. Like, he can't go for more tanks, but he probably really wants to bring up more tanks. Bad group headquarters about to go up. Panther 4 close to Veteran 4. Major going for the center victory point. Then the Major goes to hell or heaven as he takes a direct hit from the center farm in the high explosive shell. Panther 4 gaining Veteran 4. And there you go. Artillery called in by the Major. Like, again, just very consistent ability uses there by Stuve. Like, the only thing he's not really using and using consistently is combined arms, but considering the way he's using smoke, I mean, it's still damn impressive. Tiger tank there pushing back the rifleman. Close to Veteran 2 on that Tiger. Bazooka bar is still laying on that little ridge. 31 versus 212. Battle group headquarters up. Panzer 4, Veteran 4 there, 16 kills. Orbital line advance encounters a Fearsome amount of resistance here from Stuve. Fearsome and ruthless amount of resistance. Scott there, smoke screens again. And of course the Scots, like the Shermans, is free. The Shermans, I believe, costs 30 compared with the 40 here. Though, of course, they're also actually air reconnaissance. And of course, this one is just free. Again, really good ability, and honestly, the one a lot of American players overlook when they actually even use the Scot. Panther 4 moving in. And the smoke is just disrupting here VonAsten's movements because he can't coordinate his weapons here. And it actually forces Panther 4 to then try and move into the line of fire there and take into the Jackson. So really just great smoke usage there, but Stuve, great smoke usage. On the west side here, Stuve moving in, but they're taking terminal fire there from Stuve's western forces. Titan moving up, but then we got the anti-tanks and the Jackson in the way. Artillery called in here though. Almost got the anti-tank gun. Jackson's also half health, but lacking firepower. I think he can't break through. Slowing down VonAsten's counter-attack there. Almost got the anti-tank gun, but he does escape. On the east side here, Kevin moving too far ahead, trying to do something, and it dies instead. Got a tank in the west here though. Small win there for VonAsten. A minor loss there for Stuve. Of course, he still has plenty of tanks. But right now, there's a potential issue here, something that VonAsten could exploit, which is he's running out of infantry. Slowly. And support weapons, I guess. Panther 4 here, going for the Sherman. Shoots, misses. Tank moving up, going to need some repairs, I guess. And another smoke screen just expertly tossed in there by Stuve. Tank taking a few minor hits there. Panther 4 moving up its own on the eastern side, need to be careful. Right under 5, we got the Overside moving up support. Tiger tank, very low in health. Misses the Sherman again, wow. Another hit from the Sherman, he doesn't care. Got a hit with the Panther 4, but it's also low in health here compared with the Sherman. Ooh, Bigham's going for the Sherman there. Almost got the A Sherman there from Stuve. We got 31 versus 159. VonAsten's holding on here. Stuve's got a sizable armored force himself built up here. Scott Blast, we've got a smoke bombs in here from VonAsten. I think he's doing it just to scout out Stuve's positions, trying to figure out what's going on and where he is and isn't. 31 versus 145. VonAsten does look to have a chance of winning this if he can bleed out his opponent victory points. Almost got the anti-tank gun there to the kidney effort. Major making a run into the 50 caliber, and he's certainly going to get a hot German reception. 31 versus 127. Forward retreat point. That's an interesting move there by VonAsten. I feel like that's a misclick. It's not really going to do him any good though. I guess I could be missing something here. On the west side there, good move. Taking advantage of VonAsten focusing too much in the center east. Sherman moving up. Directed in, there you go. Sherman. Oh, Panther will take too many hits of anti-tank against Panther 4 and the Sherman and the Jackson there. Pushing it back to the Panther 4. Quite a blow there to VonAsten. His Panther 4 is just not doing much. Got the A Sherman up the west side. We got 100 points left for Stuve, but VonAsten is still at 31. He's still barely holding on here. McKenna's creeping up the eastern side, looking to creep up there. And we got now he's spamming 50 calibers. Ooh, Sherman going for a nice swing there. Upending the machine on the west side. It's going to force VonAsten to commit armored elements to deal with that. At the same time, the Tigers committed an assault in the east with infantry support, the Kevin support as well. Sturm Pioneers 24 flying support. Need to clear out the anti-tank and fast. Got the Sherman charging in here. Another hit in the Tiger tank. It's almost knocked out already. Got the anti-tank gun. We got 72 points left here for Stuve versus VonAsten's 31. Center victory point being rushed there. We got the 5th caliber in the app. Sherman hosing away there. 23 kills, lieutenant push back. Scott opening up, landing a great hit on the Fultz Grenadiers. We got 31 versus 65. This is going to get tense. This is going to get close. This has been a, well, very much unusual fight in many ways. There you go, smoke bombs up. I guess it sort of helps scout for the tank or the anti-tank guns, so they can sort of maybe catch the Sherman and the Jackson. Stuve got the bazooka, but they can't find. There goes Sherman down. Stuve right to Kevin needs to get away, but of course that's possible. Kevin never. West side, they got the Sherman up. Tiger tank not for repair. Need to get the Panther in the deal with that. We got 31 versus 58 machine gun crew expunged from the very face of this pixelated Earth. Panther forming in there, very close to the ace level. Almost shoots one zone. There you go. Quick response from Stuve, smoking up in front of the Panzer IV. Testing VonAsten's courage. He's willing to try and see what's on the other side of the smoke. Or is he going to try and stay back? And there you go. He pushes forwards boldly. He needs to get the victory points. Almost got the raft score there. We got 31 versus 53. Eastern victory point being seized there. Panther IV with a damaged engine though. Both of his tanks are heavily damaged. We got an ace Panther IV there. We got the Jackson moving up. The Sherman in as well there. Panther IV shot bounces. It's so low on health there. And the Panther IV is down. All of a sudden about to get annihilated. He's got the fuel to build tanks, but doesn't have the manpower now. Major versus troops on the east. We got smoke bombs in again here. Machine gun dealing with the rifle in the center. We got 26 versus 53 points. 25 versus 53. Scott charges in there, dashes in like a mad dervish with high explosives. In the center of the cave, trying to creep to contest, but taking heavy fire from the 50 caliber. Tiger tank, attempting covering fire there, inching towards Veterancy 3. Stuve is charging ahead. We got 20 versus 53. Another showing for Stuve. But Kevin pushed back. Stuve is being slowly murdered. Almost got the 50 caliber. Sherman halfway done there for Stuve. In the east, we got trying to attempt push here with the MG34, but it's right in front of the 50 caliber. He can't hit back. Almost. 11 versus 53. Sherman almost done there for Stuve. 10 versus 53. 7 versus 53. Sherman, Jack's moving up the center there. We got 5 points left. 3. 1. And that's GG, I think. That is GG. Game over. An absolutely spectacular the cuff match in between Stuve and VonAsten with some excellent tactics and strategy, but Stuve in many cases I think carried the initiative part again, do that double dart shock start, but also just great use of smoke, and VonAsten sort of struggled to match the pace of Stuve, and also at times to feel like it was too passive and never tried to really break Stuve's momentum. Or at least he struggled to do so, and that really just allowed Stuve to keep down a lot of the momentum. At times though, he was close to really winning through. He managed to sort of weather the west of the storm, and he was close, but in the end it seems like VonAsten maybe became a bit too passive and struggled. Also, I feel like those like Kevin was ended up weighing him down too much and preventing him from going for more other stuff he needed, like, you know, more tanks when he actually had that Tiger and Panzer IV. Had he been able to bring up another armored tank there to bring up the backup those, I think he had a much better chance of winning. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Lynching. Cheers, thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for our last episode.